question. I want to ask all of you something. And what I'm about to ask you has become probably one of life's most asked questions. What happened to F-Zero? I mean, F-Zero dating all the way back to the Super Nintendo when the Super Nintendo launched. F-Zero flipped the racing genre on its head with high speed, beautiful graphics, and just the all-around rush of high-speed racing in a futuristic setting. Then it got amped up when F-Zero X came out for the Nintendo 64. It was one of the more beautiful games on the Nintendo 64 and one of the best racing games on the N64. And then F-Zero GX happened, my personal favorite in the franchise, my favorite racing game on the GameCube. Yes, I do believe it is better than Mario Kart Double Dash, and I did buy it over Mario Kart Double Dash when it came out. Don't at me on it, but that's just my opinion. But, you know, that's the thing, kind of the thing we're dealing with here. Nintendo favors Mario Kart as much as I love Mario Kart. Nintendo favors Mario Kart over F-Zero. Reason being, well, Mario Kart moves units and moves product. Mario Kart is the best-selling game on the Nintendo Switch, which blows my mind because you would think with the Nintendo Switch being the Nintendo Switch, people would be out there on the streets having Yu-Gi-Oh style battles with Super Smash Brothers. But no, they're instead sitting around with their families and their loved ones and their friends, shooting turtle shells at each other, trying to race to the finish line on go-karts and other vehicles and stuff. Because, you know, Mario Kart being a battle racer and Mario Kart being relatively easier than F-Zero. Yeah, that is the truth here. That's what we're dealing with. Mario Kart is easier than F-Zero, and F-Zero doesn't reach that wide fan base of families. It doesn't pull in families the way Mario Kart does, and that's kind of what I'm talking about here. F-Zero needs to come back. And but before I continue, if you're new here, welcome. Make sure you hit that like button, share this video and this channel with all your friends and loved ones. Hit that subscribe button, it doesn't cost you a thing. Sound off in the comment section. What do you think about F-Zero and what's your favorite racing game on the GameCube? If it's F-Zero GX or Mario Kart Double Dash or whatnot. Oh, and smack the hell out of the notification bells, that way you know when we go live with brand new content such as this. But going back to what I was saying, Mario Kart is moving units for the Nintendo Switch. I believe that F-Zero can move, well, F-Zero can move units. I know it can move units because it's got one hell of a fan base who are sitting here starving for content. Recently, I just got my hands back on F-Zero GX and I was reminded why I love that game so much. But I also, while playing it, was doing some thinking. I'm like, why would Nintendo favor Mario Kart over F-Zero? And then it dawned on me. Mario Kart has the base that it does, and going back to what I was saying about Mario Kart being easy, yeah, it is easy when you compare it to F-Zero. While Mario Kart, you have, shoot items at your opponents, slow them down in order to win the race. F-Zero, you gotta be strategic. It works like NASCAR. If you start off in the back of the pack at the beginning of the race. If you don't move accordingly, you will stay there for the entire duration of the race. You literally have to ease your way up to the front of the pack. By doing so, you gotta hit all the speed markers. You gotta avoid traps in the road. You gotta avoid hazards. And not to mention, you don't get your boost unlocked until the second lap. Now, when you get your boost, it'll help you get to where you need to go. But here's the problem: you cannot spam your boost button. If you spam your boost button, you're going to run down your power meter. When you run down your power meter, you're going to do damage to your vehicle. And the more damage to your vehicle that you do, you become a sitting duck for everyone around you. For all the times you're bumped, knocked, or slammed, or crash into anything, you're doing damage. So if you're spamming the boost button and you're damaging your vehicle, guess what? It's going to be a real short race for you. Oh, and to make matters worse, there's an attack button now, at least in G.A.A.S there is. Not only does it do massive damage, but it could potentially knock you off the course completely. So, if you strategically use your boost and the boost markers on the course, and make sure to get those make sure to take a trip through those healing strips to repower your machine. That's a perfect place to spam your boost, by the way. You will get in first place in no time, but when you get to second place, you gotta bide your time. Take first place when you get close to going past the goal line. Always steal first place. That's one of the fun things about F-Zero. And then also F-Zero G.A.A.S, as awesome as that was, F-Zero G.A.A.S even had a story mode. But the problem is with the story mode, you have to constantly buy new episodes in the shop, which was annoying. But honestly, it added for more replayability in the long run. But F-Zero G.A.A.S didn't stop there. F-Zero A.X was in the arcade, and F-Zero A.X was just as awesome, if not more awesome, than F-Zero G.A.A.S because you were in a cockpit flying your F-Zero machine. Me, I'm using the Blue Falcon, of course, but actually, you know what I did? When I played F-Zero A.X in the arcade, I actually brought my GameCube memory card and uploaded the machine that I created in the custom machine option in F-Zero G.A.A.S. I created a machine strictly so I could play it in the arcade version. And to say I was unbeatable, that's an understatement. I was unfreaking touchable. I was making people mad playing it. Honestly, I think it's my fault that they took F-Zero A.X out of Cyberstation at the West Oaks Mall back in the day. It was probably my fault because I pissed everyone off. But what I'm trying to say is, Nintendo people, which you're probably not seeing this, but I know somebody over there seeing this. I mean, we got people talking about Felix the Cat again, so I want to bring attention to this. We gotta get a new F-Zero game for the Switch 2. As beautiful as F-Zero GX is, on the Switch 2 hardware, how much more awesome would it be? We haven't gotten an F-Zero game since the GameCube. We need a new F-Zero game for the Nintendo Switch 2. It's one of your best IPs. Captain Falcon is one of the most recognizable characters in video games. Do I need to talk about the Falcon Punch? Falcon! Oh, that's right. F-Zero even had an anime, F-Zero GP Legend, and it was actually good. And that theme song was an absolute banger. 強く儚きものよこの手を引き導いて真実と呼べる場所であるなら戸惑い傷ついてもこの地線の向こうまだ答えは見えない Searching for the truth That joint right there is on my gym playlist. Real talk. F-Zero has a legacy. Don't bury it. Don't leave it by the wayside. It does not deserve it. Yeah, I understand you're milking Mario Kart for what it's worth. It made you money, I get it. But there's still a whole fan base out there that just don't think Mario Kart is it. You're alienating all those people who would prefer F-Zero over Mario Kart. Mario Kart is great. We all love Mario Kart. But we need variety. We need alternatives. F-Zero was the alternative to Mario Kart. Let's make a new F-Zero happen. Everybody, please, people at Nintendo, bring F-Zero to the Switch 2. Bring F-Zero to the Switch 2. Sound off in the comments section, y'all. Let's bring F-Zero to the Switch 2. We gotta make it happen. But yeah, that's pretty much my rant. So, because F-Zero, I just think it's blasphemous that it's being ignored by Nintendo, and I think there's so much potential being left out there. That it would just be awesome on the Switch 2, and I personally think we need it. We also need an F-Zero ride at Super Nintendo World, especially here at Epic Universe when it opens in May. But that's another story for another time. But anyway, thanks for listening to my rant, and thanks for bearing with me. I know content has been scarce, but you got to realize I'm a family man now, and I now got 2 kids. I got a 6-month-old on top of a 9-year-old, and you know how crazy he is. Which, by the way, Mike's gonna be putting out Fortnite content over on his channel, so once that goes up, I'll be dropping links. And speaking of links, hit us up on Patreon. Show us some support. We can't do this channel without you, and you are the reason why I'm doing this channel. So thank you for your support. Thank you for we are now at beyond 2,000 subs. We are now on the way to 3K. Let's keep it moving. We're gonna be doing some exclusive content for Patreon. We got that in the works, so stay tuned for that. And also, check out the G.A.A.S Reacts podcast. Link is in the description below. Take our shenanigans on the go with you. You're gonna love it. And again, if you're new here, welcome. Thanks for coming by. Make sure you hit that like button, share it with everybody you know, hit the subscribe button, hit sound off in the comments section, and smack the hell out of the notification bell so that way you know when we go live a brand new content such as this. Thanks for coming by. I'll see you in the next one. Brown out.